Hello everybody, Double J101 back again with another Transformer review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Power of the Primes Terrorcon Cutthroat. This is the fourth one that I've opened so far, still waiting to open Blot. This is a Deluxe class figure, one of Wave 3's Deluxe class that were available pretty much anywhere that you could find them, hopefully Walmart, Target. That's where I found mine, is Walmart. But before we get into the figure, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the packaging. We see the CGI rendering of Cutthroat here on the front, as well as some nice artwork here on the back of the box. On the back we see some more CGI renderings of Cutthroat in his Terrorcon monster mode, as well as his robot mode. And for the top we have a description, a profile as you will, so go ahead and pause and read if you want to, but otherwise, let's move on. And here we have Cutthroat in his monster mode. Before we get into taking a closer look at him, let's see what else came in the packaging. First we have his dual barrel pistol, as you will. Pretty good mold to it overall, and a very nice purple paint job that kind of matches the figure pretty well. We have his prime armor as well, which is purple and has this off yellow looking cover to where the Prime Master would go. We'll get into that color in a little while. And lastly, we have his Power of the Primes collector's card, which is the Onyx Cutthroat, and there is a little description there if you'd like to read it as well, so feel free to. But otherwise, we're moving on. Now to take a closer look at the figure himself, we see there is this yellow throughout the figure, which if you look at the packaging, it shows much brighter yellow, but this yellow is not bright at all. It's more of a dull, faded kind of yellow. It's an odd yellow, and it's really hard to explain what it really is. I don't know if even the camera might even show it very well, but if you see it in person, you'll know what I mean. And it's not terrible. It actually kind of works really well with the weird color scheme that the Terrorcons have. So it's really, I guess, a personal preference of what you like or not, but it is definitely a different type of yellow. Otherwise, as we move on, we see good silver paint here on the talions of the bird, I guess you can say. We have silver and blue throughout on the legs. Some purple here as well on the more of a darker turquoise, darker green, however you want to say it. It's definitely, again, a different color than the other Terrorcons have. We see some silver here and some blue. A little bit of visible purple here, which later on you'll see what those go to. We have some yellow here on the arms, as well as yellow here on the beak. And the head, my head is very loose. This is one of the QC issues I have, I must say. If you move it any certain way and you move it the wrong way without holding it the correct way, this thing will just pop right off. And it'll even turn a certain way if you don't. You see, it comes right off. Get that back on there. Peg that back on, give a nice little squeeze. And it kind of goes back to how it should be, but yeah, I mean, this thing just falls apart pretty easily. And we see the red eyes in the bird mode as well as the purple wings. Overall, a very cool version of Cutthroat. Now on to comparisons. Let's go ahead and move Cutthroat back a little bit and bring in Ripper Snapper, Center Twin. Move it all back a little bit, see it better, and the leader hun-gurrr in their monster modes as well, to get a good feel of how they all look together. And again, these are spot on to what I would hope they would be. I am very, very pleased with these, and I can't wait to get Blot out of the package as well. I think these look, even if they were just in individual mode like this, they look really well, but on my shelf, they're going to be abominous. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be abominous. Now let's go ahead and get Cutthroat into his robot mode. So it's a pretty simple transformation all the way around. First here, for these legs, we're going to fold these back, get them a little straight here with the sides of the robot legs. We're going to separate this, rotate this. As you rotate this, you'll see there are two little outgoing pegs here on the legs, and they are going to go in to the top slot here and the slot over here as well. And as you slide them on in, it holds pretty well. It won't go anywhere if you try to move it around. Down here for where the tail was, you're going to fold this back nicely like so. On this side, you're going to do the same kind of rotation. This leg always gives me trouble, so you just have to wiggle it a little bit. Maybe yours will have the same issue, I don't know. Get it even up there, peg that in, take the back of the tail, fold that up as well, and get them nice and straight, like that. Take these wings, kind of fold them back, get them out of the way a little bit. As we take the arms, unpeg them from the side right here, take the fists, rotate these out, both sides like that. Take the fist on this side as well, fold it out, get it nice and straight. Here, if you don't hold on to how, like I say, to kind of hold on to it, the head will pop right off. So right here where the peg kind of goes into that hole, you put your thumb there on both sides. You're going to rotate this kind of downwards. This whole thing may end up coming up, so if it does, go ahead and kind of push it back and put your thumb on that as you rotate it down. Get the head in there nicely, because if you don't, this whole piece will come right off and you have to fiddle with it to get it back on. It does it all the time to me, so it's just... It may happen to you, may not. For the horn, fold the horn back in like that. Now for the wings, you can have them back if you like, or you can bring them out like so. This is how I plan on doing it, so it's up to you how you would like to do it. Otherwise, though, there you have Cutthroat in his robot mode. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here at the robot mode himself. We see the great paint details still here in the legs with the silver and blue really prominent now, showing off how it looks. We have the silver claws on the side, as well as some yellow here in the thighs, some purple here by the joints, purple hands now, as well as the Decepticon logo prominently showing right there, silver here on the shoulders, some silver here in the face with the red eyes. We get a good close look at that, which I think looks really nice. Definitely goes really well with Center Twin. I think those two faces pretty much exactly how you'd want them to be. Here in his back, nothing too special, but that's okay. Otherwise, that's really about it for the detail on this figure. I really haven't noticed, and maybe I missed it somewhere, but I have not seen the rub symbol that the other three have prominently featured somewhere on their body. Nowhere on this guy have I seen it, but that's alright. I just would have thought they would have kept that for all of them, but I guess not. Also with the figure, you know, we have the gun. Stick that into his hand, which is a very tight fit, surprisingly. But it looks pretty good. As well as the Prime Armor, which this one, normally you take this little piece right here, and you just plug it into the chest of the figure, but this guy's a little different. We'll fold his hands down and get him out of the way real quick. You gotta take the pegs here on that side and that side and peg it right here on the side of the monster head, which is definitely different. And once you fold it all in, get it connected like so, there you have the even more obnoxious Prime Armor sticking out. Makes him a little front heavy, more than the other ones, and it even sticks out, it seems like even more. Probably doesn't help that that head's there, but yeah, it is okay. I mean, it's what it is for pretty much all these things. Pretty obnoxious, not really worth having on there, but you can do it if you feel so inclined to do so. Me, I'm not. I'm just going to leave that to the side. Now for some comparisons to his other brethren here, we have Ripper Snapper, Center Twin, nice and straight next to him there, and in the back we have the leader hun-gurrr. And again, like I said, this team is really coming out to something nice. All we need now is Blot and we'll have the whole team, so stay tuned for that. And lastly, for comparison, we'll go ahead and bring out the leader class Overlord to get the size comparison between the two, and you can really see how he scales very nicely with the leader class. And as usual, here on the right side, I will go ahead and post the G1 picture, since I do not own this guy. And you can see if he is what you would think it'd be a good fit for a G1 comparison, a G1 representation, more modern day. Let me know what you think in the comments. So something a little different I think I'm going to do this time, and I may do from now on, is I'm actually going to go ahead and transform this guy back into his monster mode, so you can kind of see how it's done, transformation that way too. It might make it a little easier to get the transformation done if you know from both ways. So let's go ahead and get started. First, what we'll go ahead and do is take this robot head. Let's hope it doesn't disconnect. And take this horn. We're going to rotate this upwards. Hold on. Like I said before, hold on to these areas where the pegs are. I really think this is the best way to make it happen so that the head does not come off. Mine pretty much comes off anytime I don't do that. Down here for the wrists, rotate the fist in. Down here as well on this side, rotate the arms. Right here where that peg hole is, you're going to take the peg on by the wrist and fold it in, connecting it like so. Same with this side, fold it in. Get a good connection, maybe. There we go. Get the wings out of the way, fold those back just for the time being. Down here for the legs, you're going to hold right around this joint here as you kind of take this and separate it, which will then fold it down and hiding the rest of the thighs very nicely. Same with this side, fold that up. Go ahead and connect it here where the pegs and the peg holes connect. Right about there. Make that a little even. On the back here, the tail is pretty much connected. Just squeeze it together a little bit more and bring the tail down. For the feet, bring these down. Very nice soft ratchet. No heavy looseness at all, so that's very nice that they got that done correctly. Mine, I've noticed actually every time I transform him, his arm comes unpegged here on the right side and the left. Sometimes, mostly on the right. Go ahead and take the wings, fold them back down, bring it around. Get a little good bend to it. Get his head out straight. Open the mouth if you feel so inclined to do so. Get him nice and even and on his legs, and there you go. You have Cutthroat back in his Terrorcon monster mode. Overall, this figure, I really did enjoy him. I do think he is a good counterpart to the rest of the Terrorcons. Mine's a little loose on some sections. You can easily just have parts fall off on him. I don't know if it's just a QC issue with mine. It might have other issues with other people's as well. But mine, I just feel like I haven't had luck with the last two. Just little issues here and there. This one a little more than the other one. Luckily, it didn't really happen too much here on camera. But I digress. Otherwise, these figures are pretty much obtainable, but way better than Wave 2 has been. So you can probably find them at a local Target or Walmart. Found mine at a Walmart. They had a pretty good amount of them. I think they had 3 of each one of them. So it was pretty good stock finally. So good luck finding them. I hope everybody can. If you like this video, please leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you very much if you have. I always appreciate it, and I very much appreciate the likes and comments below, so feel free to write something down below if you want to. Thanks again for watching. This is Double J 101, and I will talk to you again next time. Thanks.
Changing